Hello, how are you? Welcome. Didn't see you there. So what we're going to do here today is step by step how we just got one of our clients a 15x ROAS on a brand new coaching offer, right? High ticket coaching offer, basically did the whole thing step by step, built the offer, found the niche, built the ads, ran the automations. Everything in this video I'm just going to show you step by step is exactly what we did to get our client here 15x ROAS in his first month of this brand new offer. It was a multiple 5-figure month, so I'll let you do the maths on that one. And I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to do it. So what we'll do is we will get into the trusty old iPad, right? So I'm going to stand over here. Okay, wait, before I do that, if you find this valuable, I hope to earn your subscription to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow it a little bit, and I want to do it through value, just by earning subscriptions. I'm trying to post every other day. So if you find this valuable, you should, because you can literally take this and just do it yourself and you will make money. If you find this valuable and you think it's worth a half a second to click a little subscribe button down there somewhere, I'd massively appreciate it. So let's get into it, right? So I'm going to stand over here and we're going to go through how we got TJ here to a multiple 5-figure month in his first month. Good man, TJ. So let's do it. Let's go through this step by step. So this is something you can just copy. So first of all, how do we do it? There's a couple of things we actually need to just make sure we knock off step by step. One is this is going to be niche. We need to make sure we have a niche so we can actually go and find the people that we're going to try and target. We need to make sure we have an offer. Extremely important, and no price is not an offer. We need an actual offer, which we'll get into in this video as well. This is going to be a high ticket, right? So we actually need a sales process that's a little bit different to your general mid to low ticket. It's not the exact same thing, right? This is slightly different. So we need to make sure we have a sales process nailed down. We want automations, not exactly necessary, but you definitely want them to make your life a hell of a lot easier. So why not? And then the ads. How do we actually use ads here to get people in on a high ticket offer? Because a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people struggle to find the right people to sell something high ticket to, because it's not that easy. So we're going to get into every single one of these step by step. Firstly, let's get into niche, right? Because it's super important. You need a niche. You can't be all things to all people. If you're trying to do that, you're going after everyone, which is the exact same thing as going after nobody. So in this case, we went with busy executive males. Why? One, TJ is a busy executive male, so he knows how to speak to these people. But there's 4 things we want to look for when we're choosing a niche or a market. One is buying power. So they actually have money to buy something. 2 is pain. Do they actually have pain that we can help them resolve? If not, moving towards pleasure is not as much of a motivator as pain can be. 3 would be, can you find them? Are they easy to find? In this case, yes. And that's why we chose LinkedIn to find these people for busy executive males. And 4, it's essentially just not shrinking. What I mean by that is the market is not getting smaller, because if the market's getting smaller, give yourself couple of years and you'll probably just be out of customers. So it should be getting bigger, should be getting bigger or staying the same, basically. So this is niche, busy executive males. Now we nail down on this a little bit further, like job types, their actual pains itself, age brackets, location. So this is the pillars, but we need to go a little bit further on all of this. All right, so let's now get into offer. Offer is so important, and it's one thing that I really see a lot of coaches like kind of forgetting or neglecting, which is just, this is my price. It's not the same as offer. What do good offers have? Number 1 would be believability. The offer actually has to be believable, right? It needs to be a good offer, so it actually incentivizes somebody to take action. But if it's not believable, people intuitively know if something sounds too good to be true, it is. So it needs to be believable. There's a good story of a famous marketer who put an ad out in the paper. So this isn't verbatim, but it was something along the lines of, for anyone that gives me $1, I'll give you 10,000 back. And he got 0 applications because it's not believable, right? So it needs to be believable. On top of that, it actually needs to be valuable. How you create value is by alleviating pain. So if you can alleviate pain, you create value. 3 would be timely. By that, like, how soon can I actually expect results here? There's a timeline on an offer for a coach. 4 would be that it leverages free. Now, I'm not saying it's a free thing. I'm not saying that at all, but I am saying the best offers historically will leverage free in some way, which brings in number 5, which is a guarantee. And that's how we can leverage free. So when you tie all these things together, your offer is let's say in this case, something along the lines of, I help busy executive males this age to this age in this location. Let's just make it up for his example because I'm not going to give the offer away. Lose 10 pounds of body fat in 90 days so that you can XYZ. And if we don't hit that goal, it's free. If we don't hit that goal, I pay you. It's something along those lines where you're leveraging free. And there's a big reason we actually do this. And the reason we do this, because I can see some people are probably going to be quite worried here that I'm talking about freebies, which I'm not. What I am trying to do is decommoditize, Alexa, spell commoditize, the offer. So we're trying to take this away from being a commodity, which is essentially what, when you don't leverage free or have a guarantee, it becomes a commodity. It becomes something that customers start to make price based, and that is not what we want at all. We don't want customers making price based decisions, because when we can take price out of it, which is in a way we're leveraging free and we're putting a guarantee in place, we can get the customer making a value based decision. That's why we do this. That's why we're decommoditizing the offer. So that's offer. Let's get into the sales process. Now the sales process was something high ticket, and again, we're going to go through LinkedIn in this way. What we found is that these executive types, the people that are going to spend a lot of money, they're not in the market for some highfalutin, like long sales process. They generally just want to get straight to the point. So that's what we do with these. So the first thing we do in this sales process is we obviously lead gen. And with this lead gen, we're taking the phone number primarily. We're also taking a couple of different things. We're taking email, name, job title, LinkedIn URL. That's what we're actually taking. Number two is we do a pre-qual. So a pre-qual is where we actually pre-qualify the person that they're actually going to be able to afford this high ticket thing. Because just because we're getting them on LinkedIn to have a certain job title, we do actually want to do a little bit of a pre-qual. One, it gives you more authority. It gets more buy-in. It makes sure the person actually shows up to that sales call. So we're not going directly in on a sales call. We're doing the lead gen, which is how we can get leads cheap. And then from there, we're doing a pre-qual, which is where we essentially stretch the gap. So we're finding out exactly where they're at, where they want to be, what's in the way. And then essentially we say, great, essentially you qualify for a call. We don't use those exact words. But from there, we book a sales call. So they haven't had to jump through hoops at this point. Realistically, they've had to click 2 buttons. We get the information, we pre-qual them, and then we do a sales call. Now the actual sales script and pitch deck and all that kind of stuff, if you need that kind of thing, click the link below, book a call with my team. We can give you all of that. But that is essentially the sales process for this high ticket thing. It's very direct, it's very to the point, and it weeds out all of the people that are just not going to be able to afford this high ticket product. Automations, right? One of my favorite things in the world. This is probably going to be quite hard to see. Can I zoom in? I can. It's 2 sets of automations really that we need here just to make sure that this works. The first one looks like this. So what we're doing here is we're using high level to automate a lot of this. So if it's form submitted, we've sent them to a funnel and they filled it. If it's lead form submitted, they filled in a lead form. Then there's a couple of things we'll do. We'll create them as an opportunity. We'll tag them with LinkedIn. We'll send internal notifications to the team so that the team knows this just came in and we can pre-qual them. There is then WhatsApp messages to the lead. There is follow-ups with WhatsApp and email to the actual lead to make sure that they know exactly who we are if we haven't gotten them on the phone at this point. That's automations once the lead is generated. Now, that means you're getting notified that you have a new lead and the lead is getting notified that either you're trying to call them, you're going to call them, whatever it may be. Then we also have automations for when the call is booked. So you can see here what we have, if you're looking up the top over here, is customer booked appointment. So when the customer books an appointment, there is a couple of things we want to do. One is we'll remove them from the new lead workflow. So that gets them out of there. We create a new opportunity, internal notification for you. We'll tag them with booked in a certain calendar, whatever it may be. And then the emails start. Right now you can see here, I'm not going to get into this in too much detail. This and this is all reminder sequences. It's a lot. And I know it's a lot, but it needs to be. Right, from literally hundreds of clients and thousands of calls for our own business, we know that we need to have a very rigorous follow-up process. It doesn't hurt to make sure that this person is reminded. There's kind of 2 sets of automations there, and that's how we get the whole process automated, from the person filling it in to you pre-qualifying them, to them booking, to them showing up. They're essentially the automations. Ads. Let's get into how we actually run the ads for something like this. bit of a process on this one. So if we break this down real basic, we're going to choose LinkedIn as the platform because we can find most busy male executives there that can actually afford a high ticket product. Working the best at the moment is image ads, right? So image ads that essentially get the offer out there. Then we will call out the audience and the offer in the copy and the headline. We're going to use lead forms because they will get you a 20 to 30% cheaper cost per lead, which is the same thing as saying 20 or 30% more leads. And because the way this process works, it just works much better to get a higher volume of leads because they're already pretty quality, right? I'll put that in inverted commas, but most of these people have a lot of money already when they're coming through these things because of how we target them. And then finally, we can just send them to a thank you page with a video from you, basically saying, great, I'm going to give you a buzz. This is how it works. So if I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like, here is a pretty bad drawing. So first of all, we will have the ad with the headline. They will click that ad and it will show up a form on LinkedIn itself. Again, we can send people to funnels if we want. I found this to work just as good. Then they get sent to a thank you page with more information about probably what you're going to be doing, which is calling them and having a conversation to see if they qualify for the actual process. And then we have the automations underneath that. So when they submit the form, we bring them to Go High Level and we notify the team. You're going to call the lead and you're also going to be auto following up. From here, you're going to get them on the phone. You're going to pre-qual them with a script and then you're going to book them on your calendar for whatever time works for them. And then from there, again with automations, we do reminder. And that's it. That is literally exactly how we got TJ a multi 5-figure month, his very first month of this brand new offer that he had never ran before. And that's exactly how you could do it. I hope that was useful. Again, if I've earned your subscription, thank you very much. And I will see you in the next video.